The most important word in a free trial is not free, it is after. After 7 days, after 30 days, after the reminder you meant to set, because free is rarely the final price. It is a price with a timer attached. The decision feels weightless. Start the trial, enter a card, unlock the product, pay nothing today. But a second clock starts at the same moment, the countdown to the first paid renewal. Free describes one temporary phase, not the entire transaction. If the trial stopped automatically, you would have to decide again. Do I want another month? Is it worth the price? But many trials use a different default. Unless you act, the service continues, and the timer becomes a charge. Free did not disappear, it expired. This structure is called a negative option. The mechanism is simple. If you do nothing, the agreement continues. The first decision is active. You click accept the terms and give the company a payment method. The next decision may be passive. No second checkout, no fresh card entry, no moment when you must say, yes, I still want this. That can be convenient. Music keeps playing. Cloud storage stays online. Continuity is part of the value, but it changes the burden of action. In an auto-cancel trial, the company must persuade you to buy again. In an auto-renewing trial, you must remember to stop it. The benefit is immediate. The payment is later. And cancellation is a small task that can always be done tomorrow. The sign-up requires action. The purchase after the trial can happen through silence. How valuable is that default? A 2025 American Economic Review study found a clever way to measure it. The researchers studied 10 large subscription services using payment card data. Most months, renewal required no new decision. But when a card was replaced, the automatic path was interrupted. The subscriber had to act. At that forced decision moment, renewal rates dropped sharply. The exact effect differed across services, but the pattern was consistent. When doing nothing no longer meant renewing, more subscriptions ended. In the researchers' models, inertia came from either inattention or the effort of switching. Across the services studied, it roughly doubled subscription revenue on average compared with full attention or default cancellation. The range was wide, so this is not a universal number. The broader lesson is simple. A subscriber who stays is not always making a fresh choice. Sometimes the default is choosing for them. Why offer a trial at all? Because asking for full price before someone has experienced the product creates friction. A trial lowers the cost of saying yes. It lets a customer test the catalog, build a habit, upload files, or move part of a workflow into the service. By the end, the product may feel familiar and connected to things the customer does not want to lose. For the business, a subscription changes the economics. A one-time sale produces one transaction. A subscription can produce a sequence, but only while the customer remains. That makes acquisition, engagement, retention, and reacquisition part of one machine. The trial opens the door. The product creates value. Auto-renewal preserves continuity. That is not automatically bad. A subscription people use can be a fair exchange. The problem begins when continued billing depends more on confusion, inattention, or a difficult exit than on continued value. A healthy subscription earns renewal. An unhealthy one merely survives it. To read a free trial, ignore the word free for a moment and find the price printed after it. 4 facts matter. How long is the trial? What amount will be charged next? How often will it repeat? And how do you cancel? Apple's current guidance tells app developers to show the full renewal price clearly and prominently. A free trial purchase flow should state both the trial length and the price billed afterward. That sounds obvious, but a $0 opening price can dominate the full renewal price, while a small monthly equivalent can hide the annual amount that actually leaves your account. $9.99 per month becomes $119.88 over 12 months before tax. The monthly number is not false. It is incomplete if you are deciding the annual cost. The key price is not today's charge. It is the next one, multiplied by how long you keep paying. Free is the opening state. Renewal is the business model. Then comes the exit. Knowing you want to cancel is not the same as completing the task. Find the account page. Locate the plan. Decline a discount. Answer a survey. Confirm again. Each step is small, but together they turn one decision into a project. Projects can be postponed. The Federal Trade Commission says negative options can lower transaction costs and keep services uninterrupted. It also says they can harm consumers when terms are unclear, consent is missing, or cancellation is difficult. In March 2026, the agency reported more than 100,000 complaints about negative options and related practices over the previous 5 years. The legal picture is complicated. The broad federal click-to-cancel rule announced in 2024 was later vacated. In 2026, the FTC began considering new amendments, so there is no single universal federal click-to-cancel mandate covering every subscription today. But the principle is clear. Renewal should be understood. Consent should be informed. Leaving should not require winning a maze. Friction matters because delay has value while the billing clock keeps moving. You do not need perfect memory to handle a free trial. You need a system. First, record the price after the trial and the billing date before you press start. If either is hard to find, treat that as useful information. Second, check the cancellation path immediately. Do not wait until the final hour to discover it requires a call, a chat, or another account. Third, set a reminder while you are looking at the offer. Put it a day or two before the deadline. If you can cancel now and keep access until the trial ends, you can remove the memory problem entirely. Fourth, audit your bank and card statements. A subscription you no longer notice can continue the longest. Auto-renewal is not automatically unfair. It can save time and keep a service working. But convenience should be a choice you understand, not a default you discover on a statement. The real price of a free trial is the renewal price, multiplied by how long your attention stays somewhere else. Free is a timed price. Make the default yours.